Hi Collective, welcome to the channel. So we're going to get into tarot to go with this new moon in Aries energy, since we just had our new moon stellar eclipse this morning. I already did channeled message earlier. It really took over. I was trying to get into the cards. I was feeling this this gold frequency with this beautiful red, like love, like Ace of Wands. You know, that Aries energy, that fire energy, all that passion, taking actions, definitely is what I'm feeling, right? So I wanted to get more into the cards and see. So if you feel guided to the channeled message, just take a look, okay? All right, Divine Source Spirit. Let's see what we have coming out with this energy. Now remember, all my readings are timeless too, as time is just a construct here in the 3D realm. So even if you're outside of this new moon energy, end of March, it's fine, okay? But if you do like my readings in real time, then subscribe so you can take advantage of the cosmic alignments. Look at this fast-moving energy with the Eight of Wands. So things are definitely coming in hot, I'm hearing, fast. There, look, there's the Ace of Wands right next to the Eight of Wands. I was just showing you this. So that's like 9 wands. I'm getting all this passion. Oh my gosh. All right, and look, there's an Ace of Pentacles. Now that's 2 aces that are coming right away out of this deck. This is like love and money. That's like the best of both worlds. Like, and literally, like, when you're doing like what you love, you attract so much. Like, you know, money is a frequency. That's why when you're in a frequency of lack, okay, you experience lack. Like if you feel a certain way, you experience that because it's a vibrational frequency. That's why if you just start to be grateful and thankful for the simple things and the little things that you have, then you bring in more. If you realize that you have so much, if you're like, gosh, I've got so much beautiful things and so much abundant, like even if you don't, but it's that mindset, the universe is now, it's going to trigger the universe to now bring that into you. And it's kind of like the ones that are grateful and thankful for the little things, and those are the ones that deserve to be blessed more, right? Not the other way around. So if you think about it, it really is. Maybe you're finally understanding this and you're starting to utilize this, right? Maybe this has to do with your confidence, because a lot of times, like, we could tell ourselves that like we desire these things, but if we don't feel that we deserve or desire them, we can be pushing them away subconsciously, right? So there's this strong energy coming out here where maybe you're finally having the strength and courage and confidence, maybe, or to go to pursue something. I'm getting this energy for some of you. It's like that, not that fear of missing out. Maybe for somebody there is that, because that came out. But there's this energy where you have to feel that you are you're worthy of it. It's almost like this frequency I'm feeling is like maybe somebody was like afraid of their own success, or like afraid just of things working out. I don't know if it's like a wounding where somebody was telling themselves like, no, I need to experience this. Like it's not meant for me to come out of this yet. And the way that I can relate this is kind of like with like me as being a mom. Like I've always looked a lot like with my children. Like I want to make sure my children are taken care of before I'm taken care of. So a lot of times I would you know, I would feel inadequate, or things that maybe I would be wearing old clothes, things like that, till they were all in new clothes and stuff. But it's all about this frequency. So it's like I wasn't feeling worthy of things, but me putting down my worth was putting down their worth and things like that. And for some of you, this could be like a new opportunity coming in with money and things like that. That could be changing the frequency up. And I explained this in a reading that I was doing a couple weeks ago. Like I didn't realize how much I was limiting my family's like abundance level, because I was focusing so much on like my allotments, right? Like I was telling myself how, all right, I get a certain amount in child support, so I was focusing a lot on child support, incorporating that into my bills and my food benefits and stuff. And I was just so used to, I was so stuck on this cycle. And I was explaining that like years ago when I was working, I had multiple jobs, you know, that I'd picked up too. And how I had let go of one of my jobs because when I picked up an additional job, then they took away my food allotment. And I was like, literally, I'm working harder, like up to 3 jobs I was working now. And this is just, I'm tiring myself out. I'm away from my children more. And literally the money that I was making at that extra job was literally just going to food, and I was still buying food. And I'm like, you know what? By me not reporting this, having this job and not having this to report, then this puts me back under the allotment to where now I get help. So then it was like, okay, now I can just work these 2 jobs and still qualify for food benefits. So there's something with that, like maybe you're restructuring or you're changing things, or maybe you're getting into like more, like maybe you were telling yourself like I don't know why, like I had that mindset too. Well, it's kind of how jobs were, like retail jobs and stuff. Like a lot of times they don't like to, unless you take like a management position, which I didn't want to do because I'd already been there, done that, and the long hours and all of that. So I wanted to be able to, be there for my children and stuff too. So I wanted to be like, just an hourly merchandise associate. So, to be able to do that, they only offer part-time jobs. So I had to, have multiple different locations in jobs, the companies I was working at, to be able to have over full-time hours, right? So, but it's like, why didn't I just think, like if I were to get a different type of job, then I would have, more, it opens up more money, opportunity, more hours, things like that. So maybe for some of you, like you're realizing that some sort of new opportunities coming in, or new way to make money or something. But it was like, I had this mindset that like, I could only work certain, you know what I mean? And maybe for some of you, like, and maybe it's not even like it was a limited belief system, but it's like what I wanted. Like I love to work with clothes and merchandise, clothes and stuff. Like I didn't want to just be a cashier or do other things where that might have opened something up, because so I had this mindset, no, I'm only working with clothes, so I only want to work, in certain places. So because of that, like it was making things more complicated or whatever. So maybe you're really changing things up, or there's this new energy, because this is allowing you to see new things, right? Getting new perspectives, changing things up. There's definitely a new opportunity coming in, but this is more in alignment with and you having the confidence to go after what you truly want and desire, right? With the passions here, but there's some sort of fast movement that's coming out. Wow, that's a lot just with the first 3 cards. Oh my gosh. Well, this is a portal energy that opened up. So whenever we have portals and stuff, I heavily bring in the energy. Right, so this is a very, very powerful time of creation, new beginnings. It looks very abundant and exciting. Let's find out more. And the 10 of Swords I seen just with the cards there, and I didn't want to call it out because it was under a few, but I feel like a very painful cycle is ending. One that was teaching you like a lot of lessons and cycles and patterns. Okay, because for some of you, you could be realizing that like you had to endure certain situations. Maybe it needed to humble you. Maybe you stayed in the situation longer because you weren't recognizing the lesson. So now maybe you're starting to realize why you were enduring certain patterns and cycles, right? It's just like, I've been trying to like get ahead and like, I decided that, I was very grateful and thankful when I got to be a homemaker, right? So when I got away from those jobs, then I was like, I had the mindset that, nope, I was going to build up my business. That was going to be a way that I was going to start where I could be at home with my children, build my business, make money, you know what I mean? That way. But it was like, I was so focused heavily on like that being my only way that I was going to work and make, you know what I mean? So, I'm bringing some of my situation here to try to show you guys. And, and like I said, now I'm realizing that being in this situation for a while, like, I need to focus more on like getting set up back in home, getting a car, things like that. So it's shifting a lot of things for me. Like, it's obviously not the time. It's not saying that I can't do what I want, but it's changing my focus, my priorities. So I'm realizing that, like maybe if I would have done this a year ago, but I wasn't ready to. So also because, my youngest is turning 7. So there's factors here. So maybe there's other factors. So don't put yourself as like thinking that it was just like limited belief systems or whatever. I just feel like factors and things like that are changing. Like as you start to look at things, it's like, oh wow, like yes, I can, pursue this now. I can do this. So maybe looking around at your situations, like you're starting to realize they look a little bit different for you at this time, which is opening things up for you. Because with the High Priestess, you're getting some sort of realization, download a higher perspective, or maybe this is Maybe for some of you, it could be the other way too. Like, you know, take it however you feel your situation. But maybe you're just like, you know what? Like, maybe I am working this job and doing all this, and it's not my passions and desires. And maybe it does pay you a lot. But maybe you're just like, you know what? I'd rather just have more time for my passions. It's just like how I told you that, like, I could have had more money. I could have changed things up. But my mindset too, my main reason why I dropped the jobs down like I did is because my children wanted me home more too. So I was like, well, this is more time for my children or whatever. I was just trying to put the thing out there. So maybe for some of you, you are going to be like letting go of a job or something, but then it's going to put you down your path for your dreams and desires, because the true way, like I was talking about how I opened up this reading, was that your vibrational frequency, like money is a flow. And when you're doing what you love, you will a flow, money in abundance and opportunities. And that's not the only way that you receive gifts and abundance, is just through that money anyways. So there's something about that, right? Where more things are going to be opening up to you. It's just kind of like, in a way, like I didn't want to make money off of my spiritual, because I wanted it to be more of a spiritual practice and teachings. And just like I do so many readings for people that I align with and help in light working, and I don't charge anything for services, right? But so like for like a while, like I didn't want to do anything, but then I did open up, well, I guess if I do online, then it's not people I feel that I align with. So I was like, I'll open that up to where people seek me out, because then I figure if they're guided to me, it's just like if they're not paying me for services, they're going to be paying somebody else online. And it's just like people do use money as a way, you know what I mean? It's just like, you got to look at it that way too. Maybe for some of you, if you are starting to, because you have to have some sort of exchange though, to not deplete yourself and drain yourself. That's why you got to find a way where it's a balance. Maybe for some of you, like you are starting something up, you're turning some sort of passion, you're restructuring something where maybe you're realizing that, yeah, I do need to ask a little bit of exchange, or you're doing something where you're going to get to start to monetize off of it. But it's changing the way you're thinking about it to perceive it, to bring it into reality. Because like that's what I've been realizing that I've been needing to do, because it was like you know, I don't know, everything that I'm talking about is significant. But this Nine of Pentacles, like you're sitting pretty, like you're in this energy, right? Like I feel like it's going to open up more for my business when you know, sometimes it's like you got to not try so hard. Like you got to change something. You got to change things up. Like fresh energy, vibration,